Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 212A. It's the Tier 9 Soviet SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Ghost Town, and this one is under the command of stetesla. At least I think that's how you pronounce his name. Certainly it's got Tesla in there, and I don't think it's Elon. Nope, stetesla. Anyway, let's see how he gets on in this battle. Well, he's got Chuck Norris as his commander, and he's using the stock gun, because yeah, that's the stock gun. The long one is the stock gun. That's the 152mm howitzer, capable of doing 600 alpha and penetrating 38mm of armor. And he's gone to the aim, looking down range. Okay, so the stock gun's got a slightly faster fire rate than the standard one, which is normally 37.39 seconds for a reload. This one he's got down to 20.26, or is it 29? 29. Okay. Now somebody asked me, actually in the comments of one of the videos that we put up recently, how do you actually get the new Battle Assistant to work properly when you're doing replays? Because they've tried using the Battle Assistant on the replay to actually record videos, and all that they can see is, if I do it correctly, is this. It shows really close to the tank. Well, the answer is actually you press the G key again, and it takes you back so you can actually see what's going on a much wider arc. So the G key not only works during the game, it actually works during the replay as well. And I actually stumbled on it by accident. But so few people play or record Arty replays that it really didn't come of consequence. But obviously I wanted to see exactly what was going on a wider scale, and because it looks better for the videos. Well, stetesla did get a hit on the C62A for 262. Oh, well, Object 140 just took a hit as well. Of course, that is a low roll because you need to get at least 300 hit points of damage to get a high roll on a non-pen shot. I think it was mostly because it was a splash on the rear. It's got two tanks to go for now, STB-1 and the T62A. Fires between them. Unfortunately, they pull apart just at the moment the shell went in. I think they did get warning, and of course all he did was stun them. Yeah, that new warning system does allow tanks to get out of the way quickly if they've got the speed acceleration. He's loaded, they know that he's looking in this direction, so they are trying to take avoiding action. But it looks like the STB-1 did take a direct hit there, but it's again another low roll, 199. Now the 212A, as you know, was in fact never built. It was a design that was supposed to be built off the KV222. But as you know, the KV222 was never built either. But they might have built them using KV3 hulls if they'd been so inclined. But they were so busy building tanks, they never got around to building the 212A. That T110E4 can be taken out with one close shot or a direct hit. Yes, he got him. Nice. Okay, STB-1 just the other side of that rise, and he's very difficult to hit from that position. Soviet Arty tends to have low trajectory unless of course you're looking at the mortar-like SU-5. Fully dialed in on the A phase 1. Yep, he got a nice hit from that one. 241, still low roll, but it's a good hit. The one really great thing about having the stock gun on the 212A is that you can get lots of shots on the enemy. Of course, the good thing about the 212A is it does dial in very quickly on enemy tanks because it's got a very narrow arc. You've only got 8 degrees to play with, 4 degrees either side of the center line, but it does dial in quickly as a consequence of that. That's the compensation you get from wargaming. that because it's Soviet Arty, they assumed that the crew would actually dial in very quick. 255 hit points off the 416. Most people play this Arty with the Top Gun because the 203mm howitzer is capable of 900 alpha under the new game. It used to be 1050, but now it's 900. But it is such a quick reload anyway. It's almost well, it is a good balance with the M53, M55, and the enemy just lost their object 416 after being stunned. And we can see that Stetesla's now managed to get 1,800 hit points of damage and 1,800 hit points of stun assist. And it looks like, despite the fact that they've got no tanks over this side of the map now, only the guys are up on the hill, they're still keeping those guys at bay because they didn't come any further south. And he just hit the STB-1 with a direct hit. There was no explosion, so obviously he did hit him. So that will have earned him some hit points. Okay, the enemy Arty's been spotted. Don't know if Stetesla's going to... Yes, he is going to go for it. He's actually scrolling his mouse to re-aim align his gun. He doesn't really need to do that. You can use the control mouse left click control button to move the cursor over to the mini-map, and then right click on the mini-mouse, and that will take you your view there straight away without having to use your mouse scrolling on the desk to get it there. It's a lot quicker than scrolling the mouse. But some people, when they're only changing the aim a tiny amount, use the mouse anyway to scroll because it's so much easier on short distances. Not on long distances, of course, then it's worse. SU-130 PM up on the hill. He must be in that slot. He is. And yes, 209 hit points from a splash. Yes, if you're only adjusting by, say, only a short distance, that the amount within the view of the screen, then of course you use your mouse. But if you're adjusting over long distances, as the Tesla just did, it makes much more sense to use the mouse button way. Oh, direct hit on the FDB-1 again. He's collected a huge amount of damage off that guy. There's only 3 enemies left. They've got the STB-1, an E50, and a Renegade somewhere out there. And I think they're all on the west side of the map. And we're now capping to force the enemy to come back. And they will come back, because they'll want to get the reset to get the Defender Medal. There's the E50. Okay, he's receiving fire because he got spotted. Rounds out. Yes! Got a nice little hit, and he got some stun assist off that one as well. And there's the second shot coming in to kill him. That came from our M53, M55, who's now got 2 kills. Tesla's only got 1 so far. Okay, so only 2 left now. There's the STB-1. Look, most of his hit points have gone, and that's down to Tesla. Oh, just as he fires, the target gets killed. And there's only 1 left. It's the Renegade. And we just lost one of our tanks, the 7032, to the Renegade. So obviously he's firing in the direction of the cap. He's sitting behind that rock. But he did get stunned there by the M53, M55, and Tesla fires up 1 round in just at the last moment. And before they could even cap out, they won. Here's the end of battle results, and that was an ace tanker game from Stetesla in the 212A. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 7, and a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game, though. That went to the Object 277 with 3,246 hit points, but he didn't survive the game. Second highest damage was the Barras, managed to get 2,639, and the third highest damage was the Tesla with 2,591, and I think most of that probably came from that poor STB-1. Let's have a look and see how much damage he did. Look at that, 615 hit points. Yeah, that guy really got hurt badly by the Tesla's shots. When it came to kills, it was shared between the Barask and the Object 277. They both got 4 kills apiece, and the Renegade managed to get 3. Stetesla only got the 1 kill. The M53, M55 getting 2 kills, I think actually stopped him from getting a Confederate. Pretty sure. Let's have a look. 6 and 2. Yes, well, no, he wouldn't have got a Confederate anyway, because those 2 kills actually wouldn't have given it to him, because he only had a 4 difference there. Anyway, let's go back to the base XP. And you can see the Barask did the best with 1,138, followed by Stetesla with 1,129, mostly down to the stun assist he managed to get. And the third highest was the Object 277 with 924. He fired 19 shots, got 10 direct hits, direct hits on the enemy, no penetration, and 19 splash. 2,591 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He hit 8 of the enemy, but only destroyed 1, so there's a 7 difference there. That's where he got the Confederate. 3,529 hit points of stun assist off 18 stuns, and that's where he managed to pick up his ace tanker, because you combine those two, that's a lot of XP. And yes, so a good game even with the stock gun. 39,116 credits on a premium count, and after ammunition resupply, 37,394 credits profit. 1,129 XP times 2 for the first victory, 3,388 experience points altogether. He said nearly got 3,000 on both. Well, yeah, almost. It was very close on the actual damage as well. If only he'd been able to get a shot on that Renegade towards the end, then he might have managed to pop the 3,000 on both. But he got the ace tanker anyway, so at least that's the good thing. Okay, let's have a look at the second battle. We've got the engine noises now. Yes, I'm pretty certain that we would have been without engine noises if I hadn't restarted. Okay, North Spawner Steps, and the commander of this tank is talon1958. You can see he's got a lot of bounty equipment on his vehicle, and that does improve dramatically, or improve the abilities dramatically if you've got the credits to actually boost them up to the full potential. Top speed of the 212A is 35 kilometers an hour. That of course shows that it is basically a heavy tank in disguise, heavy tank hull, so a light tank doesn't really want to attack one of these vehicles and ram into it, because if they do, they're going to come off worse. Okay, we've got a couple of enemy tanks in sight, Centurion 7-1 and a Tortoise. He's going to go for the 7-1 I think first. Rounds out. Direct hit, 302 hit points. Now with the Top Gun it's 900 alpha, 52 millimeters of penetration, burst radius of 10 meters, and the great thing is that this vehicle is enclosed so it can use vents, and that dramatically improves everything, especially if you use vent purge on your as your additional piece of skill. Okay, going for the shooter again. Direct hit. Yeah, got him again. That guy is really going to be annoyed by now, because getting hit twice by 212A, he's going to have lost quite a lot of hit points. Now you notice Talon takes, he scrolls out as well. He doesn't use the mouse method of actually looking at the target, but he does stay to look and see what the shell does, and he suddenly spotted the enemy Arty, who's actually in sight at 212A. He's right above the enemy cap, rounds out, and oh, it lands short, but it still splashes him for 34, and it stunned him, and the target goes down, so he gets the stun assist. Yeah, he fired fairly snap there. He didn't let it fully dial in, but I kind of got the feeling that he felt that the T-54 lightweight was going to kill the 212A before he got his shell there. And that Tortoise is almost dead, but he's got a red line, which means obviously it would hit the ridge line before it hit the target. So he didn't shoot there, but he will shoot on this CS63 once he's fully dialed in. And he's ready now, rounds out. Direct hit right into his rear, and his engine took that one. 371 hit points, that was a good strike. Another Arty's been spotted. It's also another 212A. He's making a run for it. Now, Talon's not loaded, but he's tracking the guy, hoping that he'll have a shell ready the moment the guy stops, or so long as he stays in sight. And you know what that 212A does? He goes straight for cover. He knows he was spotted. Talon fires around in anyway, hits the rock face. Our guys are really pushing on the centre and down the east side of the map. They're not doing so well on the west side of the map. As you notice, the enemy is pushing us back quite a lot there because they've got a lot of heavies over there. I have the feeling that the enemy really made a half-hearted gesture to try and defend this side of the map, and it hasn't really worked well for them, because there's that Centurion that he's hit, and remember, he hit that guy blind, and you can see one of the impacts was right on the front plates. And the Arty's coming to sight again. Oh look, he's running, he's trying to, but he can't because there's an enemy tank right in front of him, and Talon's dialed in, and before he can shoot, the 212A is dead. Instead, he's going to go for this new Striv K, which is basically a Centurion turret on a Cranvarn hull. And Cranvarn hulls are weak, turrets are strong. He splashes him and he gets killed, so he gets the stun assist. There's that Centurion 7-1. He's still in the game. Okay, we've got an EBR. We just lost our Charfew 204 to that EBR 90. Can he put a round into him? Well, he's not loaded yet. He's looking. No, EBR got away without being tracked. But we are still pushing in. They killed the Centurion 7-1. And you notice that Talon is moving to try and keep up with his guys to assist them. The closer he is, the shorter the flight time of the shell. Also means the reaction time is so much quicker. But there's another good reason to move at the moment, and that is that the enemy is getting close to our cap area. And there goes the EBR 90, taken out by our EBR 105. I suppose that's karma. Rounds out in the VK. Well, we didn't see what that did to the VK 7201 because he actually went unspotted just at the moment the shell arrived. So I think we might have got some splash, but that's about it. You can see his reload time 29.57 seconds. The standard reload is 37, so that's quite a big drop in reload time, 8 seconds and thereabouts. We're 2 up on the enemy at the moment, but the enemy do have our cap area basically. There's nobody up there to spot for us, and that could become a problem. If we don't capture their cap soon, we might end up hearing that siren from them capping, and then it's going to be up to Talon to try and get reset. Yeah, exactly as I thought would happen. If you only look at the minimap, you can see the situation. Our EBR 105 is heading for our cap area right now, and Talon needs to get ready, because if that EBR spots the enemy, he's going to be needed to get a reset as quickly as he can. Okay, he's going to the aim. Nice. Okay, the EBR is going to spot them any second. He'll pop up, take a quick look, and if he's got any sense, he'll fall back down again. And there we go. Rounds out. Nice. Good reset. 328. The AMX 5120 was set alight, and he's now a one-shot. In fact, both those tanks are one-shots. The mouse is not, though, and he's capping still. They've got 3 in the cap now. Keep those shells going in, Talon. Relying on you to get the resets. We just lost the Leopard 1 because he was silly. We're going to go for the AMX 5120 and take him out. Well, no, he's going for the Superconk instead. Rounds out. Didn't work. The Superconk moved forward because he got warning that the shell was on the way in, but he couldn't move in time to stop that one. Okay, so they've only got 2 tanks in the cap now, but they're very close to capping out. So somebody needs to get a shell into them, and the AMX 5120 has gone down. So now it's just the mouse that's in the cap. He's the last enemy alive. And look how he's actually hiding behind the Superconk wreck, because he knows Arty's in play. Well, he got critical hit points, and he got 56 capture points off that one. And that's going to make a big difference. He might actually get a defender if he gets enough capture points. And I'm pretty sure he has already got quite a few. And we're capping as well at the other end. The mouse goes back into the cap, but it's all but over now. Come on, Talon, finish him off. Go for the kill. Oh, the Super Conk on our team took the kill, and that is the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the second class tanker for talon1958 in the 212A. He got a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one he managed to get 9. He did get a defender. He reset the cap enough times to get 70 defense points in the process, so he got the defender medal. He also got another Confederate for hitting more of the enemy tanks than anyone else on his team without getting a kill. In fact, he didn't get a single kill in this one, but he certainly did hit enough of the enemy. His win rate wasn't that high, 1,514, but that's because most of the enemy on this side of the map, on his side of the map, on the east side, weren't exactly well, presenting them as easy targets, and so he wasn't getting a huge amount of damage. If he'd actually been aiming at the other side of the map, he probably would have picked up a huge amount of damage and had a high win rate. But then on the other side of the coin, I think he would have missed out maybe on the on making an easy path for the enemy, because of course his shots made that Centurion 7-1 pull back, and as he pulled back he made it easier for our guys to move south. So let's have a look at the team score. The highest damage in that game was done by the Super Conqueror on our team, who got a high caliber for 6,192 hit points, so that guy was really rocking it. The second highest was the EBR105 Vermin. Yeah, he got a defender as well, 4,992. And the third highest damage in the game was actually the T10 on the enemy team with 3,012. We can see here that Talon managed to get 1,839, which puts him a little way down the table and behind quite a few of the enemy, because if you look down the table you see most of the enemy team, or half the enemy team, managed to get more damage than he did. In fact, 7 of them, so he's actually he's 5th on there. 7 of those, he's actually in 13th place when it comes to damage. That's quite a long way down, but he did get that medal. In fact, he got 2 medals. When it came to kills, it was the EBR105. 5 kills for him. Yep, unfortunately. Yes, I'll vomit later. 3 kills for the Super Conqueror and the Mouse, and 2 kills for the Striv K. Nobody else managed to get more than 1 kill, would you believe it? And Talon didn't get any at all, but of course that helped him to get the Confederate. And when it came to base XP, it's the EBR105. Oh dear, again, that thing. Yeah, the Pest managed to get 1,327. 1,116 went to the Super Conqueror, and 880 went to our Mouse. And we can see that Talon got 825. He was still doing extremely good, considering he was didn't get any kills in the game and not much damage either. He fired 10 rounds in that game, got 3 direct hits, no penetrations, 11 splash. Damage of 1,839 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He hit 8 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, and that helped him to get that Confederate. 393 hit points of stun assist off 10 stuns, and he got 98 defense points, which earned him that Defender medal. He earned 28,817 credits of the battle on a premium account. After resupply of ammunition, still took away a profit of 9,717 credits. 25 bonds for, I think that must have been completion of one of his missions. 1,237 XP from the game, 7,428 from missions, and 8,600, and I think that's 65 for total. So 2 games in the 212A, one an ace tanker with a Confederate, and this one only a second class, but 2 medals this time, a Confederate and a defender. So yes, the 212A, it's almost, well, some people like this more than the M53, M55, others the other way round. They think the M53, M55 is better because of course it's got that turret, which means you've got a very wide arc of firing. I like both of them actually, to be honest. I like the fast fire rate and the fact that you get many more rounds in the 212A than you do in the M53, M55. And that means if the battle goes on for a long time, then you've got a huge amount of ammo to fire at the enemy and get lots of damage off them. So, yep, they're both really great arties at tier 9. I hope you enjoyed both those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm.
want to help you there, bud?
And please do let others know that we exist and that we've got a sister channel called The General, where we feature pools, medals, Kolobanovs, you name it, in all sorts of vehicles, and there's some really interesting replays on that channel. Thanks for watching.